Hey everyone, we're here with Lou and Steve from High Council. They're out of Jersey, right outside of, are you guys like out by Collingswood?
Yes, I am in West Collingswood Extension at this moment where I
Right
live.
on. Okay.
And I'm driving right by your house. I probably could honk the horn and you hear it in the background.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Yo,
He's really flipping you
yeah,
off.
sorry.
Like, this is, hello, High Council.
Oh man, stop trying to distract me. You're gonna kill your guitarist.
It's too hard to see through his tinted windows. I can't tell if he's waving or flipping the bird.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a good problem to have. You can always, whatever you make up in your head, you know?
yeah. So we're from Jersey, South Jersey, Philadelphia area, more or less. And
Right on. So, um, where did High Council come from?
So we had all pretty much been playing in bands since high school. Myself, Steve, Bob, the other guitar player, and Greg. We are all sort of in different configurations of like local groups playing in Philly. And it just like happened at some point that those bands kind of like, died off naturally from various causes. Bob and I started writing for a new project. Like we didn't know what it was going to be. We didn't know it was going to be metal. We kind of played very different styles in high school. I was in a goth industrial band. Steve and I had been kind of doing some side project like metal stuff. Bob was in kind of like a alternative rock, like grunge type project, along with Greg, our current drummer. And, we were just writing. And so we put together some songs, made some demos. And then, we linked up with Steve, who I'd known for years. And then the writing started to kind of get like a little bit more heavy, more metal influenced, which I was super happy with because, like, I love all that. And yeah, so we just kind of put together the band from there, and we're still together after many years.
This is definitely not like any of those other things, you know, like not it's not grunge, it's not, like industrial. This is very, very different.
Uh, yeah,
thank you, man. Yeah, we try to basically satisfy our own idiosyncratic need for just being strange. It kind of has created the amorphous and chimera of musical influences to this high council. So we're glad glad you noticed. We try very hard just to kind of like not do ripping off any one person too much, and try to keep things moving and try to do some unexpected things when we can.
It's always fun, and I think it makes it easier for a musician to like to play music that they want to play. Like, oh dude, let's just have fun with this and see where it goes. And it tends to come off to the listener as like a lot more authentic as well.
yeah, like I think we've definitely settled into, sort of a Venn diagram of different metal styles. But like Steve said, we're kind of, each one of us gets to do what we want to do, I think, enough of the time. And probably all of the time. I mean, I don't think there's anything I don't like playing, speaking for myself. And I'm pretty sure everyone else feels pretty close to that way.
If not, I guess they might say something at some point.
Oh no, yeah, we definitely have a understanding of like if anyone just hates what we're doing, it's
Yeah.
we throw it out early and often, and I think the songs are better for it, you know. So
Yeah,
a lot of times, people ask the standard like somewhere in the bucket of interview questions is probably like yeah, how do you guys like come up with your ideas and how you write songs? And it usually ends up being like someone's got an idea, they take it, 30 or 40% of the way through of like getting the idea of what the song will be eventually. Maybe they have a bunch of parts that like, are, not someone else's cup of tea. And then we just kind of shave it down and we kind of like say, what works, what does everyone feel good about, what do we want to add. And that's also probably why the songs end up being kind of eclectic too. There isn't like one predominant, here's your marching orders type member that, kind of gets everyone their notes for the song. It's a collaborative thing every time. That's one of the secrets to do.
that's it's cool that you said that. Because I feel like when it's more collaborative, it's a lot more cohesive for everyone. It comes out a lot more cohesive, and it's not like this sudden stop, left turn, like we hit Albuquerque, left turn, the deal.
Yeah, I think that's true. Well, I think if you're doing it right, that's, the way to go. I think there's also the potential in any collaborative project to like do that as well. And I think in some cases there can be like, a single writer or an auteur, if you will, who can can do something cohesive. But I do think that, yeah, the way we do it, we try to like get everyone's input. We try to bring together a cohesive package, and it works out the way you'd want it to work out. So
Yeah. And it's, looking at like song lengths, I think all of the songs on Cruel and Unusual, they're all fucking epic. Like everything like, comes to this big, like I feel like there's a big production on stage when you guys are playing.
yeah. Yeah, I think we definitely skew more like dynamics and epic length. Although I do like to throw rockers in there. And I think, we all like to have the one that just hits too, because I don't know. Sometimes we play with a lot of bands that are heavier than us too. So sometimes we
Sure.
want to like show up and just be like, all right, let's do some fast stuff. And we have like, some songs that fit that. And sometimes, you worry about if people are going to sit there on the death metal show through your like, acoustic interlude, but they usually do, or they get a beer, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Sometimes that's really weird to go to a show and have such different styles. I went to a
Yeah.
show last night and I don't know, like the third band was completely different than everything else. And I tried to give them a shot. It's like, I'm not going to talk shit. I'm just going to go outside and like hang out.
Yeah.
Like, I hope everyone else enjoys it?
Yeah. Is that why you didn't get any sleep?
Yeah, yeah, that is exactly it. We don't get a lot of shows here. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
we played
So
there a few years ago.
we're at,
Air Devils Inn.
oh yeah, good
We
old
we
ABI.
I think we dropped a show. Like I think our venue got dropped, and we were searching around last minute, and it was actually technically an open mic, and they
Which we
let us
dominated.
play. And I have a buddy down there. His name's Shadwick, and he plays with a band called Quiet Hollers, which is like
Yeah.
all country folks.
Yeah, he used to be in a couple of punk bands too.
Yeah, so he came out and he played a couple songs too, and I thought that was one of definitely for us one of the weirdest shows on the tour because we played with Shadwick at an open mic night, at Air Devils Inn. But you know what? We had a great time. Man, Steve, we got wrecked.
It was pretty bad. Uh, I mean, it was a good show, but yeah, we kind of were like, well, this is a weird one, and we're gonna just give the good people of Louisville what they need right now. We can offer them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we cut loose pretty hard. I think that was also like one of the we had a couple seminal like moments where we kind of ventured further and further out, and I think we kind of really embraced the road life and stretched our alcohol tolerances as far as they would allow once knew we had a place to crash.
Yeah. Yeah, and Louisville being the home of bourbon, it's really
Mm.
easy to not remember the night.
Yeah. And
So,
that
so
that show ended like all good open mic nights, which was with people who shouldn't be playing the drums, trying to play a song that they're sure they can do, but they have never tried before.
That's me. I'm that guy.
It's everyone. It's every guy at an open mic. The drum kit's just sitting there. It's a tempting target. You just want to be like, I got this.
Yep. I'm always like, I can fucking play that. They're like, oh, have you played drums before? Like, not since the last open mic. Not at all. Oh, that's fucking great. So off of Cruel and Unusual, do you guys have like a favorite song that you like more than the others?
mm, okay, I think
Think
I
of all
really
your
like.
babies.
I think I've really just both because we played it live a bunch in the last few months, and just because it lets me do all of my favorite stuff. Probably routed second track routed in the woods because I do I have some high vocal parts there. I have a guitar solo. I'm just in my little happy space in that song. The other songs are they're pretty sweet, but I think like I haven't quite bonded with them. We haven't had that time on the stage together to really, solidify our relationship and take it to the next
Stepchildren.
level. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, they're, and maybe they'll be up there and they'll rout it off its throne. But I just really enjoy the obnoxiousness and like the obnoxious switch from like a folky intro to like a kind of more 70s esque, metal song, and then ending the way it does. It makes me really happy. So
Yeah.
proud of them.
I like them all.
Spoken like a true parent.
Yeah, I really do. But I think one of the ones I'm most excited about that's on the album is Schwarzschild Radius, which is a very old song. We wrote it a really long time ago, and we just kept bringing it back into our it's never been professionally recorded. We demoed it,
I
but
think we played on the first show we played, I think. Right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
we've had it for so long, and periodically we just bring it back, relearn it, bring it back, then forget it for years, bring it back. So I'm like stoked that it made this album because it really does sort of encapsulate a lot of what we do. It's got, Bob's doing his like sort of classically influenced finger picking stuff. We've got like, Maiden-esque riffs in there. I get to do some fun bass stuff, and it doesn't sound like, I guess it's more on the proggier side of the stuff that we do, but it's very melodic. So we revisited it with the experience of years, and I think that I think it's good, and I'm really excited for that one being on there in particular. But they're all equally great.
We know which one's Lou's favorite, whatever he says. Like, I love them all equally, except this one. This one just a little bit more. Like, I'm sorry.
I love them equally, but I'm prouder of that one.
No. I'm not
This is the
prouder
smart
of
one.
I'm not prouder of any more than the others. I'm only more disappointed in certain ones.
Yeah. Dude, that's a great way to put it. That's totally what I'm telling my kids from now on. It's like, I'm not more proud of either of you. I'm really fucking disappointed in you, though.
And that could change at any moment. So be on alert.
The
For
the glass is only ever half empty.
Yeah. It's never half full. Don't fucking lie to yourself. You'll be done soon.
Or it's 0% empty. Best case scenario.
That's funny. So for me, Routed and Plaguebringer really, both those really stand out. They're super super fucking epic, and I love it.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, Plaguebringer's a re-recording.
Yeah.
Which, had mixed feelings about it, but about doing a re-recording, not about the song. I love the song.
I was like,
it is the glass is
the rebel
0%
stepchild.
empty on that. No, absolutely not. No, I am 0% disappointed in that song.
Hell yeah. You're a good song. We're just got to rework you a little bit. Let's make this happen.
Are you winning song?
Yes.
Oh shit. So what do you guys have going on, like, as far as live shows over the next like 12 months?
Yeah, we are currently looking for shows. Basically, like, we were on kind of a hiatus. We weren't sure, when we would be back in the swing for live stuff, but we're thinking probably at the end of the summer, early fall will start. I'd love to tell you the next one, but we haven't booked it yet. But we got the feelers out.
Do we not have that Celestial Wizard show, or what?
I don't know for sure, because I think one of the members of Celestial Wizard has some medical issue.
Check the group text.
Yeah.
I got to double back and ask what the status is, and I think that's I have nothing to say.
We might have a show this summer.
Might have a show in
opening in July, opening for Celestial Wizard, who's on tour, I think, from California. And judging by their Instagram, I think that might still happen because it looks like they're out right now. So,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, we're trying to. We know a lot of good bands around here. We got a pretty cool little scene for the first time in a while. We play with a melodic symphonic death metal band called Malthus a lot, who are pretty cool, like an old school thrash band called Skulovich. And there's some cool, like, more trad bands popping up around the Philly area that we're excited to start to play with too.
I feel like there's a lot of like trad bands like really popping up right now.
I know we got to stay ahead of the pack, man, because we've been
Yeah.
doing this for decades. So we got to make sure we claim our spot. You know what I mean?
Like, we're leading the pack, fuckers. Get in line.
Trying to.
Behind the redheaded stepchild. We got this.
That's right.
So, so what's it like for you guys up there, like up in the Northeast? I feel like you guys everything's kind of pretty close, so you can go hit a lot of different cities pretty easily.
Yeah. So go ahead, Steve. Every time I see Steve on mute,
Yeah, no, I keep trying to pop out. Yeah, I mean, we do our treks up and down the coast. We got some friends and other bands we play with in Baltimore. We got some friends in New York. It's pretty easy to jet down there for 2 or 3 hours and meet up and play a show. We also, we're big fans of the Power Weekend for those kind of like longer trips where we just line up a couple shows in a row and make an arc and come back around. But yeah, it's definitely certainly easier than being a band in like the Midwest or like British Columbia or something.
Yeah, we'll
I
do
think
like we can even hit like Pittsburgh and Ohio without too much going on, and even like Detroit, which we did on the last time we toured, we kind of like did that circle. So within an 8-hour drive, you really have a lot of options, and it's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about like 8 hours. I was thinking about like a 6 hour window because with Louisville being so centralized, within 6 hours, you're like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, like
Yeah.
such a big like mix, So I feel like the Northeast is probably pretty comparable to being here. It's really easy to hit a lot of cities pretty quick.
Yeah. The only problem with New York is like it's good to like, I mean, it's not good. It's easy to like get booked at a shitty bar in New York because there's 18,000, venues up there. So, it's like what's it called? An abundance of venues. So, but that the same thing in Philly too. Like you can get a bad night in Philly depending on when and where. But, the more people the easier it is. So we'll
For
try to
sure.
stay active. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and for smaller bands, when you take a little bit of time away, it's hard to like come back and be like, hold on, hey, we're still fucking here.
Yeah, and post-COVID, man, Philly's been tight, dude. It's like a lot of, I think, mid-size and lower tier venues kind of got squeezed out by the pandemic. And now you're looking at booking shows 6 months in advance, which like was not how it used to be. It used to be like cool with 8 weeks, maybe 3 months, and now people are just like, you guys want to play in October? I'm like, motherfucker, what?
I'm gonna be old by then. Like, I
Yeah,
need
man.
it to happen sooner. Shit. That's wild. You know, I, I guess it's kind of like that here. We've had a couple of smaller venues like open up, so it gives a little more like freedom. But like I was looking at, we've got a Metal Monday at Magbar here, and I think they're booked about every Monday until September-ish, August, September.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to play there, but yeah, same type of thing. It's like depends when you start, depends on the week, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, uh, we'll connect off this, and if you guys want to get Metal Monday out, I'll get you connected.
That would
Oh
be
yeah,
awesome.
that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I like music, dude, and if you're gonna play Metal Monday, I want to fucking be there for Metal Monday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
You
so
can hop on the drums
yeah.
at the end of the night.
And that's it. Everyone's like, Phil Collins, what the fuck? So the cool thing about Metal Monday is it's a built-in crowd. Like there's I didn't go this week, but last week there was probably 70 or 80 people in this 85 cap room.
That's awesome, man.
That's
It's
solid.
cool to have a scene like that.
Yeah. Well, like Brian and Jake, I think those two book it, and they do such a good fucking job just consistent. There's always like great talent coming through. At, and dude, everyone's a big family, so it's like, hey, dude, I ain't seen you since Saturday. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's great. That's awesome.
A lot of fun. What do you want to be on the road for a few days over the next year?
I mean, I always want to be on the road. I also just had a kid. So it's kind of like you have to balance. And at this stage in our like lives slash careers, it's like vacation time, family stuff, you know. So it's doing stuff like, 3-day weekends or power weekends, like we call them, like Steve said, like that's kind of doable. I would like to go out for 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
it's tough, man. If someone out there watching wants to put us on a big festival, we'll certainly make an exception for that. We'll go wherever that is. So, notes to you out there in Radioland, but
Right. Come on, Danny Wimmer. You got the fucking in. What's up, dude? Um, yeah, I think the festival circuit's another thing, right? Like they've got like your spring kind of early summer festivals, and then you've got your late summer, fall festivals, which fuck all across the freaking country.
yeah.
Huh.
I do think some of them are saying they're festivals, but they're really just shows with lots of bands. I mean, do you get that sense? I don't want to also trash talk, but like, throw a fest on the flyer. Now you're like 8-band bill becomes a fest. But I'd play that too. That's fine.
Yeah. Shit, I'll call it a festival. I don't give a shit.
We will help jumpstart your festival.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's got to grow somewhere. You want to be a big thing with a hotel in 4 days, whatever, let's do it.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Hell yeah.
I just
So
think you need to have one other thing at a festival, like bring some like video games or something and like throw them in the back of the bar, maybe like throw some board games, like then you're a fest, right?
Some throwing axes. I still haven't seen that happen yet. That's a perfect intersection, right?
That is a great idea, dude.
We
Dude.
should just make a mobile axe throwing station to then bring to a festival and also play that festival.
First.
But maybe we could like make them gavels so they remember it's high council.
Well, that's just fucking bounce off because it's the gavel, not an axe. You gotta wear safety goggles.
No. What you just gotta like marry the idea of throwing axes with like the carnival game where you like use the hammer to like hit the thing to make the bell ring. Like if you could throw this gavel as hard as possible at this thing 20 feet away to ring the bell, then you've succeeded. Like you don't care about sticking; you just care about pure power.
Yeah, you just power. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I am not to brag, but I'm really good at the carnival hammer game. You got to use gravity. It's not about muscles, although muscles help. But you have to use.
You swing through
gravity. You swing through. You let gravity do part of the work. Use your legs. Never fails.
I'm gonna go to a carnival just to check it out.
Anything I can say to get you to a carnival, my man.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I can't even tell you the last time I was at a carnival. It's probably been 10 years.
Yeah, my family, we went to a carnival in rural upstate Michigan, a county fair, and I think we were lucky to come back from that.
Okay. Where at upstate?
Harrisonville or Harrisville. It was like a county fair, and I'm pretty sure those Ferris wheels have been in circulation since maybe the mid-70s.
Probably the 30s.
Took our lives in our hands.
They were already retro in the 70s.
Yeah. That's sad. That's hilarious, but it's probably true. Dude, actually, the last time I went to a festival, it was probably Derby festivities or something. And my daughter got on that like gravity thing that spins you around. Dude, she was like 8, probably like 50 pounds at the time. And it's spinning and she is sliding down the wall.
No.
Like leg fucking sticking out. Like, oh shit. She's like, Mom, help.
Were you on it as well? Or were you just expecting?
We were just watching like, hey, fucking do something.
Yeah, dude. I can't fuck with the Gravitron, man.
Yeah. Nope.
But no, that's terrifying.
Fuck yeah, it is watching your kid like almost fly off that thing. Like, oh shit. The good thing about Louisville is we have all kinds of crazy ass stories like that. Like Six Flags had the elevator.
Hmm.
One of the cables snapped and cut off some girl's feet.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. God, sorry, High Council, this fucking went down quick.
Yeah. Just like the elevator.
Just like the
This is the elevator of YouTube casts.
Yeah, just like that girl's fucking feet. Oh,
God, dude, that's wild.
sorry. I hope she's okay. I don't know anything about her since, but yeah.
So she sued the shit out of him, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure she got a pretty penny from it. So let's change the subject real quick.
Wait,
before-
one more thing about losing your feet. I
Okay.
love music so much, and it's tough to do it as a hobby. And I'm like running through the calculus in my head right now of if I would trade my feet for like enough money to do music full time for the rest of my life.
I think you would.
I'd
They're just feet, dude.
I have to sleep on it.
They're just
You
feet.
never seen New Dance.
Talk about Footloose.
Afterwards, never. Damn.
Sorry.
Put that shit in a wheelchair, dude. You'll be fine.
I mean, I think like the 1 foot is fine because you can peg it. You can
Yeah.
you can pirate it up. And if you can choose the foot, even better. But now I'm just bargaining, and that shows
Yeah,
I'm weak. I don't want it enough. I don't want to want it.
I know. Yeah, you're going against the spirit of the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
We'll
shit.
think about.
We're at a
we'll
crossroads now. If you guys both lose your feet, I'm gonna be fucking upset.
If you,
Like, what the fuck?
It's like I prayed to Satan. It didn't work. We're still not signed.
yeah, it's my
No
feet anyway.
festivals are calling.
But I can play music forever in my studio that my feet fucking built me.
Yeah, it's like some Twilight Zone shit. This was the deal.
Some studios have the first dollar they ever made, like in a glass case.
You just throw the foot in there.
Just pairs of feet lined up over the console.
It's like all the suckers who bargained with the devil have their feet on the wall.
They're all in like a shelf.
They're in the
That
Foot
was
Locker.
Lou's feet. He was the first one to fucking go. Man, I remember having that conversation. Would I change it? Yeah, what the hell? We're gonna do this shit. I guess I'm never dancing again, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
I think if you could just be suspended creepily in like a spider web, that'd be kind of sick. It's a little Spinal Tap-ish, but like better, maybe.
What the fuck are we talking about?
But we're just brainstorming, We probably
10-foot studios.
How do you make the live show happen? Everyone's got a fucking web they're stuck against, like playing.
Yeah.
That might be a cool video.
That'd be a good video idea. Yeah, especially if we're especially if like some other spider that's just like other combination of us somehow is
What if we all grafted all of our limbs onto the best musician of all of us?
The fucking Uber spider playing everything.
Oh my God.
That
That would be a cool
a real Cronenberg kind of situation.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, so are you guys working on new music?
We have. It's a tough question. I think we're always writing or we're always remembering stuff we've already written because just like over the course of doing this band, we just have a warehouse of riffs and even partially completed songs and demos that are all 0% disappointing, and we just like wait for the moment to kind of like turn it into something. I think right now we're super focused on the album release. Right now it's like we're doing like interviews, we're shipping orders out, or just like kind of trying to post and living through the hell that is social media, just trying to like make a name for ourselves that way. And it's been working. And I think the next step is, do some live stuff, get it out there. We kind of have a long cycle of that just because, like, like I said, family life, careers, it's it's hard to be doing everything. So we kind of just like take one thing at a time, focus on it and hit it, and then move on to the next thing. But as far as stuff, I mean, we'll have stuff forever. I feel like we could release albums till we're in our sick and not even get through our backlog.
Oh, Prince.
Yeah.
What do you have? 30 when he died, like 3,900 songs or something.
That's, I mean, when you can do it as a career, man, you can do that. But we've been working at it for a really long time. So we have lots of good stuff. And I hope one day we get to all of it and write new stuff as well.
I hope you guys can just never run out of the fucking creative juice to keep like creating. I think that's the part where you start piecing shit together and it's half-assed. You're like, oh yeah, like this, we could kind of make that work. And then,
I think we're too self-critical. Like, I know I am. Like, when I hear, you listen to the new album from a band you really like, and it's like mid, and you're just like, you always wonder what happened. It's like, are you just not critical enough? Is the project should have been over, because the passion's not there. Like, there's always a reason behind it. There's a reason why some bands are incredibly consistent. Like, I just listened to the latest Cradle of Filth album today, and I'm just like, this band has very few disappointing albums, like, in my opinion. I feel like, stuff changes, production quality changes, like, but there are certain bands like that, and I think Fintroll is another one who I listen to a lot, and I'm just like it's all good. And then there's other bands that fall off. And it's like, why can this band, who is like not nearly as famous as, I don't know, Metallica, do it? And Metallica can't, with all of the, time and money at their disposal. And,
well,
I don't know.
So I think that's like a detriment to Metallica though, is they have all of the time and money and like after the Black Album for me was like garbage.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not saying anything controversial here with this
No,
Metallica take.
no,
So,
not at all.
I didn't
Like,
think so, but
but I think that's like to their detriment because they're in there and they're like, yeah, let's do this and let's like experiment and they try shit like Load and Reload and everyone's like, what the fuck? I bring up Load because they're doing like a fucking reissue of Load. Like,
yeah, I saw that. On the other, like, the crazy thing for me is like Load was the first Metallica I heard. Like,
wow.
yeah, like I guess it came out when I was like 12 or 13 or something like that, and I was like, oh, this is Metallica. I hadn't even heard. I'd probably heard Enter Sandman somewhere, like,
Oh
because it was
yeah.
everywhere. But like, yeah, I didn't know about the old stuff, and then so I don't think I dislike it as much as a lot of people, but I certainly don't think it's on par with,
What they were.
the earlier stuff. But even from Load, I think it kind of goes downhill. But yeah, so I'm like, to kind of circle it back, as Steve said, we are very critical, of each other's writing. We use that collaborative process to kind of like be super aware of if we're phoning it in for a part and just like try to make everything as much gas as we can. Um, and yeah, I think it helps to be critical and just hope that you never get to that point you said where, you're throwing things together just to put something out. Yeah, I'd rather just quit or do a different project, than put out stuff that we weren't 100% on.
Yeah, I mean that it always makes me wonder about artists that don't like you can tell like, oh, this whole album they phoned this motherfucker in. Like there's no passion here. Like, oh, that's a cool riff, but they got that from, some other song they wrote.
Yeah, and some of those people are probably getting paid, which I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
changes the equation. Because if that is your career, and I do know some people who music is their career, you need it wherever you can get it. But that kind of has a different detrimental effect where it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. The benefits of like the underground, none of us are getting paid.
Right. Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah,
But that's all Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
That's okay. I think there's really like there's a double-edged sword of you can do whatever the fuck you want and for what reason. So like, if Metallica has, huge financial success, they probably can do what they want at that point, right? And what they wanted to do was bad. Um, but for us, like we can do what we want because there's not that pressure to conform or to release on a particular schedule or to, meet, label expectations or whatever. But we do have that scrutiny. So yeah, for better or worse, like I think there's like a good way to do what you want. I'm not really saying anything anymore. I just got home from work. I'm out of it.
I was going to ask you how traffic was.
It was fine. Yeah,
Nice.
it was decent.
I'm glad you had
Super easy.
a smooth trip.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him cuss anyone out, so I think we're all right.
He was mostly muted though. He could have muted off mic.
Yeah, I
he
was
could have
trying to
cursed
say
off
the juicy bits for just my own self. They're
My own reflection.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a clip though if we're talking and Steve's just like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You cut me off."
yeah. I
Use your
briefly
fucking
thought
turn signal, you son of a bitch.
Like, where'd
the
that
worst
come from?
what the worst scenario would be.
Is this guy driving during the interview?
Yeah.
God damn.
That would have been great. That would have made a great clip.
Well, we can
Yeah,
still
I
make
can
it,
get
right?
I can get back in the car. I mean, like, I'll just try to find the longest stretch of road I can, drive really fast, slam on the brakes, get the rubber to squeal, say a bunch of shit.
Start cussing at your car, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't do
fucking
this to me again, not again.
I'll stab your fucking tires, you son of a bitch.
Fuck
So
here.
fucked.
Oh, me.
Eat your carburetor.
So if you guys had the opportunity to open for one band, what band would that be?
All right, I know mine, and it might be a disappointing answer, but I don't know, sometimes I just hear bands and then I fall in love with that band for like a year, and then that's all I listen to. There's this band from the UK, I think, called Dark Forest, and they're not a very big band. They're kind of like in the sphere that we would like to be playing in. They're playing music very similar to us, but their songwriting just like hits for me. It's kind of just like this mix of sort of like better parts of like newer Iron Maiden and like the cool parts of old Blind Guardian, kind of like thrashy, but like super melodic, super like pagany sounding. And I'm a creep for them. I bought some merch off them and I was like, if you guys ever come, hit us up. We'd love to play a show together. And they were like, cool. I was like, okay. I'm
You're
like,
like,
the
oh, I'm
total
that
weird.
guy now.
Yeah, I'm the weird fanboy.
Keep
for
us in
sure.
mind.
Yeah, keep us in mind, man. It's cool. You can crash at our house. But no, they're super cool. I would love to open for them or play with them. And I know
You
that's
start sending them like feet pics. Like, really, I got nice feet, dude. Come on.
I mean,
they're
and
all over our studio wall.
it's just feet though, and
Yeah.
no, not even ankles. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I love how that
Royal.
circled right fucking back there.
Yeah.
Hello, Royal Police or whoever the fuck is in England or whatever.
Yeah. It's gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy
Yeah.
doing? Calling the FBI. This guy's fucking weird. He's got all these feet. There's nothing else attached to him. What the hell's going on? We know Lou. He just wanted to fucking play music for the rest of his life. He's good.
It was just a Faustian bargain. That's all.
Yes, the flags.
Yep. Now I'm back in my happy basement space. Nice and cool.
Not driving anymore.
Life is good.
All right. What about you, Steve?
Oh, I could open
What-
for anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I completely checked out and wasn't thinking about this while Lou gave his answer. But
He was focused on the feet. Damn it, man.
yeah, I mean, they marched through my head. Yeah, I guess like the cop out easy answer would be like, I want to open for Iron Maiden because it's like the Bill and Ted thing, and also we have a sound that people like Maiden would probably like, and it's an enormous crowd. But that's too normal, right? So I don't know if I have a creative answer.
One
Thing about it.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd open for Maiden.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
call us. The bands
call
that
us too,
open
yeah.
for them really
Oh, yeah.
don't sound anything like them. I don't
Sure.
know. Like they just
Yeah.
kind of put their friends on those bills, I think.
Yeah.
Or like British
Kids.
Lion or whatever Steve Harris's project
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once you hit that level though, like you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Metallica brings out their friends, like, and I think, you know, I think Metallica has found the way to tour. We're gonna play 2 shows this week and fuck off the rest of the week.
Yeah. I actually have a correction. I would rather open for King Diamond
Oh yeah.
because he always has bizarre openers, and I just want to meet him. You know, I just want to be in that green room, just seeing how he turns into from whatever he normally is into the king. You know.
Yeah.
And
That's a good one.
Yeah,
what a
and also
that
we could also take big swings on doing dumb shit on stage at a show like that, which is something that's always like in my mind for things to do.
you got to be the old lady in the wheelchair.
I'll take an old lady shift. Dang.
Yeah, I'll take
It's
the old
on.
lady shift.
Yeah, I mean,
that
it'd be
dude's a
interesting
fucking performer.
oh yeah, no, I mean for sure. I think also too you're going to get. I mean, it's not going to be a small show, but it's definitely not going to be like a stadium thing. So I think
Right.
there's still a sense of like maybe more intimacy or more just like the crowds. You get like the a show of that size is kind of like a ton of people from the same area just all know each other, and it's like the community, right? With
Oh yeah.
Maiden, it's like you're in a stadium, so people come from all over, and like you're not going to bump into people that you know, like
Yeah,
probably.
Oh,
But like,
I'll argue the other way. Like the Maiden community is super tight, and they travel to so many shows. Like it becomes a family.
yeah, I guess I haven't been invited to that family or been involved, but I just think about going to shows locally. Like I always feel like the shows where I run into a bunch of people that I know, and like you get up from out of your if I'm in a Maiden show, I'm up in a seat somewhere because it's so expensive, and like I'm just like hunkered down. Like if I'm in the pit, probably you're bumping into people and getting better chances to like run
Yeah.
across folks that you know.
Yeah, the kind of like the big club scene in Philly for metal shows is really cool, but it's also tough because a lot of bands are skipping Philly.
Yeah.
Every time I'm on Instagram, I see show flyers and it's like they're in central PA, maybe, but more often it's like New York, Baltimore. And it's like, come on. You're
Yeah.
right here. You'll sell it. Come on. People don't want to go to New York.
We get skipped a lot just because, like, well, I say just because, but I think part of it is is Louder Than Life. Like they don't want to play Louisville because they're going to play like Louder Than Life, so they're like Cincinnati or Columbus or Indy, and it's like, come on.
What is Louder Than Life?
It's a little music festival. Danny Wimmer Presents put on, I think last year, 180,000 attendees or something like that.
Gigs. Nice.
Yeah, it was fucking wild. And that was maybe not last year because they canceled Friday. That was when like the hurricane was happening.
Oh,
So Slayer was supposed to play Friday night, and I had like a bunch of friends in town, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go see fucking Slayer, and they're like, postpone, cancel.
we're gonna go see Slayer in the middle of a hurricane. It's gonna be like a Death Clock episode.
That'd have been fucking great. Like Tom's head flies off. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That'd have been good shit. Okay, Steve, Lou, guys, thank you very much. I've had a lot of fun chatting. We're the bottom of the barrel here, so everything's going. Everything's going out. We're all the feet, fucking all the wild shit.
Fucking yeah, that was nuts. That was a crazy ride.
High Barrel of Feet Council.
Footloose Studios coming soon.
Shit. Well, guys, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to hearing some more stuff from you guys.
Awesome. Thank you for having us. It's been really cool talking to you, and do it again sometime.
Yeah, we'll do it again sometime, and we'll connect maybe like tomorrow, and I'll get you guys hooked up with the Metal Monday people.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude. Thank
That'd
you
be
so
amazing.
much.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Have a great night, guys.
It's a pleasure.